Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome in. I just barely got here in time to get started. So I'm going to put the link up, or if you would like, you can join me. Hello, Scotty. Welcome in. I seen you over on the Wild Huckleberries page. Didn't have much time to chat. Was trying to choke down some supper right quick and then come and get set up for my live. So, welcome in, Scotty. That link, if you would like to, will bring you up on panel and you can join me up here on the panel. Let me see if I can find us. There we are. Live. There we are. So let me turn that down. And see if we can pin this thing. Nope. Pin it. Nope. Cancel that. Done. Cancel. Done. Cancel. Done. Why is it not doing what I would like it to do? Hang on. I'm trying, y'all. Welcome in, Rod Dodson. Welcome in, Rebecca. I am trying to get the link pinned. And sometimes my fat fingers hits too much of it. There we go. The link is pinned. You got to hit just the right spot. Hey, Ryder, welcome in, Mr. Leonard. Glad you're in here. Slim Chance Outdoors. Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. How are you, my friend? Money Pit, I am sorry, Donald, Lisa. I tried to mow the yard Friday, and it, Robbie just seen our diamond art with our logo, and he said, wow. I tried to mow the yard Friday, and it came a downpour. Hello, Ed. Welcome in. Glad you're in here. It came a downpour, so I couldn't mow. So I tried to mow the yard Saturday, and I broke the mower. And I had to chase parts today after church and got it all set up. Good evening, Joey. Welcome in. Welcome in, my little sister, Billy Gilbert. Happy Mother's Day to everyone that applies to. If it don't apply to you, don't think I just told you Happy Mother's Day, because it's only for those who it applies to. I hope somebody will join me up here on panel and make this a little more interesting. Love to have Ed jump in here. I've seen him now on Eddie Family's channel and on, well, a whole bunch more channels. Arms Family. But, you know, Ed's a busy guy. Our Kitchen with Tracy and Tim. Welcome in. Glad you're in here. So this week, y'all, I did something about my addiction. I sold 10 chickens yesterday. And then I turned around and bought 9. So I don't know. I didn't gain much ground. But I got about, I don't know, 50 or 60 chickens, 70 or 80 chicks in here with me right now. Between what I've bought and what I hatched. And yeah, I bought several new chickens this week. I think I talked about them last week because I've had 2 pens of them full since Sunday. And I still don't think, well, I know we did not get the chocolate Orpingtons that we wanted. And if you're wondering why I look so flush, it's because it is pretty hot here in my YouTube room because of the incubators and the, hey, Rainy Ridge, welcome in. Eric and Tina, glad y'all are in here. Jump up on panel with us. The link should be at the top. Lori Carp, I'm so glad to see you in here. Hello, Robbie. That thing is quite large, that diamond dot that we, everybody will get to see that eventually. Wanda Henry, how are you, my friend? Welcome in. Is that Is that telling me somebody's up there? Nope, it's just me. I thought maybe somebody was hit the link. Hopefully somebody will join me. Deanna is exhausted. Her dad is still in the hospital. Actually, he's in a rehabilitation center now. A little improvement this week. Not a lot, but a little. Little steps are great. Red Dirt Rooster Road, welcome in. Glad you're in here. I caught the last 10 minutes of Robbie and Sonia just because I climbed off the mower, was moving a couple of things, and I was fixing to jump back on the mower, and I thought I better go see what time it is. I didn't have my phone with me, didn't have a watch on, and sure enough, it was like 6:36, and I was like, I can't mow any more than that. I just came in from the shop and covered in sawdust. That we call that man glitter, sawdust. Eric or Tina, whichever one that was, because they both get their hands dirty in that shop. Pretty cool. And if you missed it, the rain kept me from mowing Friday. I broke the mower Saturday, fixed it today. And if I didn't cut the grass today, I've got a men's Bible study tomorrow and a chiropractor appointment. So if I didn't cut it today, by the time I got back to it, I was going to need a chainsaw. Hippie cow, yay. Welcome in, my friends, Dodge and Chris Thompson. Glad you're in here. Okay. Scotty, never mind. I know who Tina is. I was trying to figure out who Tina is, but I know who Tina is. I do. So how has everybody's week been? Mine has been filled with chickens. Why am I froze up? Oh, because I put the kibosh on it. I put the stop on it. I'm watching myself, watching me, watching y'all. Just because it's easier to read some of the text sometimes. It's highlighted a little better. Do y'all tell me in the chat, do you like the overlay with the full screen? If I have somebody wants to join us on panel, I may kick the overlay off if it's in the way. But being horizontal, I think it looks better horizontal if somebody jumps up on panel with me. Excuse me. So I didn't get the mowing done, but I got a huge chunk of it done. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to keep my whistle wet. Because if nobody jumps on panel, I'm going to be talking for an hour. And don't think I can't. So these chickens I bought last week, I told y'all the story, I'm pretty sure, where I had to go back and forth to the store because they were mismarked at the store. Thought we had gotten them identified right, at least maybe, but we did not. Okay, Ed likes the overlay. I think it makes the chat a little easier to read. We'll see if somebody jumps up on panel with me, how it looks. But I'm certain now I still do not have chocolate Orpingtons. We would jump on, but not home yet. Well, you got to get home because guess what? Y'all go live in how long? 51 minutes. I hope you're not far from home. Maybe in about 20 minutes. Cool. That'll work. Maybe I can talk for 20 minutes without going deaf. So anyway, Deanna's dad doing better. Thank y'all for the prayers there. If you have prayer requests, please leave them in the comments. I may not pray directly by name, but I will pray over the comments requesting prayer when we close this chat, when we close this live down at 8 o'clock, or actually 7:58, I'll start the prayer. I am sweating. I've had a little heater on in here because these chicks, they have been grouping up so much they're mashing each other, and we've been losing a few. The ones I thought was chocolate orpingtons, I have lost 10 of them. And they had a 48-hour guarantee, but only lost 2 in the first 48 hours. But so far, I haven't lost any today. And I hate losing them, but it is part of the reality of farm life. So if you're going to have farm animals, you are going to lose a few here and there. I don't see my attendance count. How many people are in here? 15 watching. Why is that not on my big screen? It normally is on my big screen. Huh. Y'all hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. I see 7 have hit the thumbs up, and one of those 7 is myself. So is it okay? Is it okay to give yourself a thumbs up? I think it is. It's from a different device, so it should register as somebody viewing. What to talk about? What have I done? I started going to the chiropractor. I mean, I was so stoked up at the beginning of this past week through last weekend. I don't know that I don't remember whether or not I said much about that on the live, but I was hurting, and he's got me freed up pretty good. I did ride the lawnmower for about 4 hours today after chasing parts. Probably not 4 hours. 2.5, 3 hours maybe, after chasing parts and then putting those on the lawnmower and ending up, goodness, I know people complain about taking business away from local people by buying on Amazon and similar sites. But I needed a fuel pump for my mower, and it's just a little vacuum fuel pump. It's literally a vacuum chamber made of plastic that the lines come into, create a vacuum to help pull the fuel from the tank up to the carburetor. All right, so it is nothing but a piece of plastic. Big box store auto parts had the only one that I could find. And Robbie's joining us now. Looky here. So, hey, Robbie, welcome in. That was
Hello.
quite a large diamond art that we ordered, isn't it?
That is large, large.
I think it's just over 3 feet by 3 feet.
Wow. That's big.
It is pretty good size. It's going to look good. We're going to use it for a backdrop behind us.
That's cool though.
I thought so too. Really, for as large as it is, it really wasn't that expensive either.
Oh,
To
that's
have
good.
it customized. But what I was saying, this big box store had this. I needed, Robbie, if you didn't hear me, I was needing a vacuum fuel pump for my mower.
Oh,
I
okay.
found it. I found it at one place. No other lawnmower supplies open on a Sunday had it. Now the one lawnmower supply that I know of probably had it will be higher than what I'm about to tell you this thing was.
Oh gosh.
They rang it up. They had one. And I told them, I said, be a little while. I live north of this town and I've got to go to this town. And so I come home, take a picture of it. It's a universal, really. If anybody knows this, it's just a vacuum pump. It literally just helps pull the fuel from the tank up to the carburetor, but there's no mechanical pieces to it. It's a vacuum.
Hmm.
$40. The
Mercy.
guy, the guy tells me right before the other guy rings it up, that's the only one we got. And I was like, yeah, it's the only one in town. And he rang it up, and I said, I don't want it for that price. You still have one in stock, because I can buy it on Amazon for $7.99.
Oh gosh.
I know that takes
That's
away from
crazy.
local people, but that was a big box store anyhow. It was the green
Yeah.
one, auto parts store. I'm not gonna say a name, but it was the green one that's Irish.
Oh. Okay, that's as far as I'll
O'Reilly's.
go.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, I like O'Reilly's. I buy a lot of stuff there when I need it. But goodness
Yeah,
gracious, I couldn't believe.
that is a little ridiculous.
I tell you what, and they were shocked when they seen the price. The kid ringing it up, it didn't affect him, but I'm like, have you never priced lawnmower parts? That shouldn't have been $40 for that piece of plastic
Yeah,
with
really.
literally 3 chambers in it. That's all it is. No moving parts. 3 chambers
That's crazy.
and a what do you call that? A flapper, uh, anti-reverse flapper. So
Mm,
one little piece of plastic that moves one way and not the other.
that's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. So I ended up buying a new carburetor and that fuel pump and new fuel line and 2 spark plugs. You know, what else was in that kit? There was a couple other things, new hose clamps, things like that, for less than what they wanted for that pump.
That sounds about right.
And I promised Deanna for the last year and a half to 2 years, she has not been able to start the lawnmower without help because she doesn't know how to jumper it across the solenoid. I was going to show her, and she didn't want to learn.
No,
Promised
that
her,
sounds like it can be a little scary.
yeah, I promised her that I would get it to where she could start it and herself, and the parts would be in Tuesday. So I ordered a new ignition switch as well. Already have a
Nice.
cylinder, but I'm pretty sure it's the ignition switch. Uh,
Well, ours is my lawnmower. Shocking as it is, if you watch my videos from last year, my lawnmower is broken again. Uh, it's got a bar that goes across underneath, and it's a zero turn, and where one of the bars goes in, there's a uh, arm that attaches to it. It broke off,
oh,
and I thought, crap, I might have to buy that. And then my dad said something yesterday that made me smile. I forgot that my dad used to own a body shop, and they kept the welder from it, and his old partner has it, and he knows how to weld. So guess what? I'm gonna get done for that.
I
We're
would
going
have
to
to
weld that
say,
back together. I
well,
forgot to tell you.
it
Sorry.
doesn't take long to appreciate your old mower when you price the new ones.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Last year I was getting real close to wanting, not tearing, and getting a new one.
I've got I've got that. Hey, our treasured home, welcome in. I've got that. Yeah, I'd love to have it, but I just don't want to pay the money.
Yeah,
Um,
but I kept last year. I kept spending money on mine.
Not like a new one.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
if every time your son goes and gets on the mower, he calls you not even a third of the way done, and it's broke.
okay. I mean, there is a point. You are right. There is a point where you
Yeah.
just finally have to say, "I've got to do it. I've got to jump off and do it." I have.
I know.
When I bought this one 11
Hey,
years ago, August, I looked today when I was looking at parts diagrams. I bought it August of 2014. It's a Kubota. It's not very far from the price of the new ones. Actually, I could get a new one cheaper than I gave for that one 11 years ago, but it won't be the same quality. I
right,
won't. I won't be using that one in 11 years. I promise.
really.
But oh,
Hi, Nico.
one of my lights went dead. Hey, Nico, our brown farmhouse.
I
How
should
are
say
you,
hi,
sir?
Nico in Egypt.
And Egypt. We're live while Egypt and I are doing chores.
Yeah,
Just
that's
so
all you
y'all,
were live.
they saw we were live while they're doing chores. Well,
Right.
but, maybe Robbie and I can spout enough rhetoric that it would be enjoyable while you're doing chores. And if anybody else wants to join us, we'd be glad to have them up.
Well, I'm gonna
This,
say, Jack, that I'm excited. I can't wait to see. I got 7 days left, I believe it is, until those eggs hatch.
I'm excited too. Well, look what I've done. Can you see? in that little incubator right there,
Yeah.
quail eggs.
Ah, okay.
I have not raised quail eggs in quite a while, and those jumbo quail eggs, some of them are too big for the ring that they go in.
Really?
Yeah, I got jumbo Cortex quail eggs, or ever how you say
Caternix.
Cortex. I got the jumbos. The best
Gotcha.
part about, if people don't know, the best part about quail, if you're wanting to raise food or hatch them
Mhm.
out, sell birds, whatever, these things are 18 days, 17 days away from hatching. I set them yesterday, and 6 to 8 weeks after that, they're laying eggs.
They will be ready. Yep.
So it's not as long of a drawn out deal. You
Right.
can bet these chicks that we've got a couple extra breeds. I actually bought another breed yesterday at the auction, but these things won't be ready until next season to sell hatching eggs off of. So quail is a lot quicker job. But hey, I haven't had quail, gosh, in 7, 8, 9 years, something like that. I
I've
gave
never had quail.
I gave less for these eggs yesterday than I gave for them back then. The auction I
Hmm.
went to, my stuff went cheap too.
Oh, really?
Man, everything was cheap. Well,
You go-
I PO'd my hatching eggs. They wanted to give me $3 a dozen. My cold eggs brought $3.50, and I was like, I'm not selling you cold eggs for more than my hatching eggs.
Wow.
And so I PO'd them, and they said, how much? And I said, bare minimum $10 for a dozen. Right? They're
Yeah.
$85 a dozen all over the internet. All right, but the breed is not known in this area. So as soon as I said $10, two people in the audience said, I'll take them, I'll take them. So I only had 2 dozen. And then I had 10 chicks, and they wanted to. One lady won the bid at $1. I was like, no, PO. How much are they? I said, they should bring $10 a chick. I get that all the time here at the farm. I said, I'll sell them for $3. I didn't want to take them home.
Hmm.
I got an incubator full now, but of those two. And nobody took them for $3. And I go to settle up, pay for what I bought, and get my money from what I earned. And the lady behind the counter bought them for what I wanted. And she said, anytime you PO anything like that, you come let me know what you want. I'll take them. Deanna,
That's funny.
Deanna had been at an auction. I was gone. Where was I? Oh, I was at 10 Killer last year, and Deanna was at that auction. And this lady, they said, spent like $3,000. Same lady that bought my chicks. And every
Hmm.
time she got outbid, she was mean mugging whoever outbid her. She was trying to buy everything. But she is super nice
That's
to me.
funny.
So what's been going on? I didn't catch much of your live, man.
Oh, we had a good live. We had doing it vertical,
Right? Get some interesting
But
stuff in there.
yeah, we had. I told Sonya, I said the one person that got in there talking to one guy. I don't remember his name, the whole name he had on there, but the bunny was the last of it. He's the reason that I do the verticals right there. Because he was
Well,
asking some questions. He said he'd gotten away from God and was asking a whole bunch of questions and such. And so that's one of
reaching
the big
out.
reasons I like the verticals.
That's awesome. And I am still doing my Bible study vertical.
I meant to join you Saturday morning when I was going fishing, and I about 5:30 I went, oh man, I forgot.
Yeah,
I
I
just
was
got
done
busy trying to
by
get over and get ready.
5:30. I usually finish up right at 5 o'clock. So it takes about
Yep.
30 minutes most mornings. Sometimes a little less, very rarely a minute or two more.
Well,
I
I'm
do like
sorry. I surely meant to join you.
that's okay. I do like the vertical for the exact reason you just stated because it reaches out and people that wouldn't normally. I got somebody with their second name is Tranny. I'm like, boy, I really need to reach out on this one. Uh, they've been in there 2 or 3 times now, and
Mm.
of course, like you have, I've had some pretty derogatory stuff said,
Oh yeah.
but it's okay. It's okay. God, God, that's the whole purpose. Reaching out.
Yeah.
That channel. That's
We
all
can
that channel's about.
we can uh, we can handle a little bit of goofy people. I appreciate my moderators a lot of times,
Absolutely. Well, I've got
but
moderators in the morning, but
I earn it back because uh, on Donald and Lisa's live tonight, there was several people who were doing really stupid stuff, and I was busy for a little while.
I seen Donald and Lisa had jumped in here. We've got 16 watching now. Looks like. Um, yeah, I've helped a little bit on Donald, Lisa, and yours when I can. But the one thing about on StreamYard or Restream, I don't know about StreamYard, on Restream, even when my moderators kick it out, nobody else has
And it
said,
stays on there.
but it don't go away and it stares at me. And sometimes I'm thinking, man, y'all make some comments, make that go up the page and out of here.
Yep,
Because there's some pretty crude people.
there
Uh,
are people who just don't have a life.
but, but yeah, that's part of it. But they're hanging in there. They're staying out through the live. And
Yeah,
I've seen some crazy comments from some people that also said thank you for going live, for
yeah,
sharing the Bible and things like that. So anyway, I think it's reaching a group of people that not easy to reach.
yep.
So
Well, people are all the time asking, Sonia and I have been married 25 years, to be 26 in August. People always asking, what's the secret of your 26 years, And I'm gonna tell them every time we're gonna have things to tell them, but every time God is gonna be the main starting point for everything.
make God your focus because the first 10 years
Yep.
Dina and I was married, I didn't. And it wasn't that easy. Now we've hit 35 this year. And, I'm only 40 years old. So we got married at 5.
Woo! How'd you
That's
get
not
married
true.
so young, Jack?
That's not true. I'm definitely,
Jack said he's only 40, and he and Dean have been married for 35 years. So
that's right.
I just want you to know, Jack, Sonya kind of rolled her eyes there. Okay, she didn't kinda.
Hey, Sonia, is she in earshot?
No, she's not.
I wanted
Jack
to. I ran
Jack
across a
has a
plant
question.
today at a garden hub while I was looking for lawnmower parts.
Lawnmower parts.
I had to walk through the plants because I was thinking about I wanted to find some irises for Dina,
Hmm.
but Okie, oh, what's her name? She's over at Davis. She has an iris flower farm. Dina wants to go over there.
He's hang on.
This the leaves look like mullein, but they didn't grow like mullein. What other plant has that soft? That's what I
He
was going
said
to ask
he said he saw a plant and the leaves grow like mullein, but it wasn't mullein,
you.
but
Y'all,
the leaves kind of look like
this,
mullein.
this is a special treat here, y'all. Look at this next guest right here.
Huh?
Welcome
Up,
in, Tina
guys?
from Rainy Ridge. How are you?
Pretty good. How you
Hey,
doing?
Tina.
We're doing good. Did you get that man glitter off of you?
Not really. I'm covered in it.
In your case, we'll say is wood
There we
woman
go.
glitter or something. Working woman glitter.
Yeah, when I said it wasn't gonna come out, it started raining, but I think it's gonna quit now.
I mean, I was all set up to mow Friday. Had to run to town and grab some chicken feed and warranty 2 chickens that had passed on me, chicks that I just bought. And I come back, unload that chicken feed in the garage, and as soon as I unloaded it, it came a downpour. We got an inch in 20 minutes. Like,
Oh,
well, not going to mow today. Too much. It was already too wet and standing water everywhere.
yeah, I mowed most all day yesterday. I'm still not done.
Well, I was going to try to mow yesterday, but I broke the mower yesterday. So,
Well, welcome to my world. I usually break the mower, but yesterday Eric ran over something and tore up tractor tires. So
it wasn't a
Oh,
deer horn,
mercy.
was it?
I don't know what it was, but it sliced the tires. So
Oh, gosh.
Last tractor tire I tore up, I did it with my box blade. I lifted the 3-point too high, and it's a short stroke 3-point, and stuck the ripper right into my tire.
Oh,
It
Jack.
will tear a tire up unfixable in a hurry.
yep.
Mm,
And it was a nice tire. And if you hadn't bought a tractor tire lately, I bought used
they
cars
ain't
when
cheap,
I was young, cheaper
Yeah.
than tractor tires.
especially those back tires.
Yep, yep. And
Yeah.
it was
Thankfully, this was front tire,
Mm,
and it wasn't the new one we just bought last time.
that's good. That's good. What kind of cup was that?
Might
That's
be a Paul Case cup.
that's what I thought. I had mine this morning. I took mushroom coffee to church with me in mine this morning.
I
We
saw that
need to.
cup. I had to grab mine.
Yep. I have not, still hadn't got the dandelion tea stuff Sonia's recommended, but to put in there.
Okay.
But I like that chicory and mushroom coffee together.
I have
Oh,
never
good.
tried that.
Well, Tina, I'll tell you, if you're a black coffee drinker, it ain't black coffee. Don't even
I
pretend.
just use creamer in it.
Don't even pretend it's black coffee. It has a flavor of its own, but I like it. And my doctor told me to quit coffee, and I said, "Whoa, whoa, hey, wait, whoa, what?" Huh? Like, no, I have 2, 3, 4, 5 pots a day. I can't. It's not. We ain't quitting.
Yeah, I drink coffee all day long, and yeah.
I'm down to 1 cup a day.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can function.
Well, it keeps
Which
me
the
from
other
having a
morning,
headache.
this is my coffee cup, and I drank one of those, and that was the only cup of coffee I'd had most of the day, and it's like my head hurts. And I don't
Hey,
normally
farm
get
to table.
headaches, but yeah, it was lack of caffeine.
Which farm to table jumped in? I got my chat messed up somehow.
I
I
can
was
never
gonna say I
remember if
can't pull.
correct is
Look,
trying
I
to.
think that's Keith.
I
I
think
think
it is. Keith was in
correct.
ours early.
And
Okay.
like the other one popped in too.
Okay.
We
That's.
got both of them. We got both of them.
Well,
Whoops!
no, he said he
Oh,
actually logged into the old account.
we got Ryan. Ryan, come on panel. So anyway, Tina, I started. Have you ever tried cold brew coffee?
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty potent. We
So it
made
is.
some at work, and I don't know if we made it right, but I'm not
It
a
is
cold coffee
strong.
kind of person.
I'm not a cold coffee person, but you can heat it up after you make it.
True.
So I cold brew is 60 to 67% less acidic, and that's why they want me to quit coffee because of the acid.
Yeah, I
And
have a
so
lot
I
of
have
problems
one
with
cup of
that.
that every morning. But I bought a cold brew coffee maker, which essentially it's a jar with a coffee grounds holder in the middle of it that the cold water will steep through.
Hmm.
Basically, is all it is. Little quart, little over a quart. But
Of course,
it's
that might last me through morning.
it's well just 1 cup a day, and then I've been going to the mushroom.
Uh,
So I've
Gabe's
learned
got
that part of its habit. But I heat it in the microwave. I am not drinking cold coffee. Coffee is not meant to have ice.
right, or whipped cream, or all that stuff. It's
Yeah,
not supposed to have chocolate.
I'm a hot and black guy like an August night. I've never really, if I put a whole bunch of stuff in my coffee, I'm already a big guy. I don't need that stuff.
That's not coffee. That's dessert.
I would drink. Yeah, I'd drink a half a gallon of that in a half an hour if I did that all the time. It would. I mean, it's just like I just poured me a cup of coffee. Now it's gone. But funny story though. Tea, on the other hand, is meant to be over ice. My opinion. This is redneck from Southern Oklahoma opinion. Coffee is hot. Tea is cold. Ryan is on the horn. Welcome in, Ryan.
Hey,
Hi,
Hey,
Lee.
how's it going, everybody?
Lee just walked behind Robbie.
there's the man.
I'll tell you what, for a few minutes anyway. Oh, man.
I was in Iraq. Actually, I was in Saudi Arabia, a little town called Hafar al Batin. And I found this little chicken shop for lack of, I didn't know what the name of it was, but I could get a half of a chicken roasted, potatoes and rice, like 5 pounds of it for $1-ish American money. And I ordered tea in there and they brought it out hot. And I asked them if they had a cup of ice. They brought me a cup of ice. And when I poured that tea over that ice, I thought they was going to fight me. They did not think that should have happened. But hey, you know, that's the way I was raised. Tea shouldn't have sugar in it. Should have ice.
I disagree.
I know. I said that for your liking there, Ryan.
Oh, man. Now, listen, it's got, if it's brewed right, unsweet is fine.
I want a good, clear tea. I don't want foggy, been sitting too long, got kind of a scum on it.
Right.
Tea. I want good, clear tea.
Now, if I was having English tea or something like that, that'd be different kind of deal. But
Right.
yeah. But no, yeah, like I said, if it's brewed fresh, I can do the unsweet. But like going to buying like Milo's or one of them like that in a jug, can't do it. Can't do it. So
Is Scotty making jokes? I agree with you.
he's poking at me a little bit.
Scotty's been on it all day. You see what he said? Just
Yeah.
ask
I was
Robbie.
gonna say I
He
can't
has
see
been.
the chat, so
Scotty has
Got
been
an
on
overlay
point
too.
all day.
Man.
So we've
No.
got 4 people on here, and the overlay is still pretty clear with it horizontal.
Right. Yeah, it makes
Can you see the overlay, Tina?
do what?
Can you see the overlay? The chat on
Well,
the side?
I'm on my phone and it's kind of goofed up, and
yeah, the
I can
phone
just
makes it
see
tough.
the
I
two
can
of
see
us
that.
here at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, the other Friday when we went on, I had old man syndrome. Good one, Scotty. Um, I had meant to go horizontal because I wanted to be able to have people on, and I forgot, like you've done before. And there was 3 of us on vertical, and we're still able to see the chat. So I mean, on the
I've done
bottom.
the vertical with the chat, but the overlay doesn't look good.
No, it don't look as good.
The overlay blocks the person on the bottom. Tina,
Yeah.
I'm hitting buttons.
when
Sorry.
you do that, your finger is enormous.
Oh yeah, they're probably dirty too. I haven't even got
It's
my hands
okay.
washed.
We know you've been in the shop.
But
I did have just enough time to grab a shower and get the grass off of me.
Oh, we was in Joplin all day at Eric's dad's house and come home and it's like I've got to finish or at least get a couple more grits sanded and so yeah, it's
I
he
tell
said
you,
I'm ready for bed.
it's been. I was in the kitchen working yesterday, and then went and picked up my 0-turn mower. It's been over at my nephew's shop getting worked on, and so I'd been having to piece together ways to mow, and and
Robbie and I had the same conversation.
and
Yep.
yeah, I know. I caught the tail end of y'all talking about mowing, and but I brought it, got home. I had to go. We have a property over in Spiro where Greg and Donna live, and it needed mowing, so I had to mow it. And I got home and I finished mowing here, and then I had dinner, and then I had to work on tomorrow's show, and it was just like So
Never stops.
no, never.
Never stops.
But,
So
See, it's gonna start growing
Friday
again
morning.
before I even get it finished.
What was that?
I said it's gonna start growing again before I even get it finished.
Oh,
Right. I
yeah.
know how that is.
I got
Really?
3 or 4 different stages of grass, depending on which day I got it mowed on.
Yep.
Did you have guests
Right.
live with you on panel Friday morning?
We had Terry with TNT Homestead came on with us. I didn't invite them. It was kind of one of those things where just the week was so crazy that I didn't. And but when I put the link up there, and Terry jumped on with us, and we had a great conversation about composting and about solar power and living off grid. So
That's
it was
awesome.
a good, yeah. And
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Ryan.
uh,
Friday morning, I got done with my live and I went to bed.
listen, I understand.
We have been hanging out at the hospitals quite a bit with Deanna's daddy. He
Right.
is getting better, but he's still got a long way to go.
It was well, we'll definitely keep him in prayers. It's I had Friday was just I don't know what I was running on because I got home at midnight Thursday night from work
Oh
and
goodness.
laid
Wow.
down, got up to do the live, and which turned into a 55-minute live.
Yes, it did.
But it was so good that I wasn't hitting stop. And
That sounds awesome.
and anyway, as soon as that was over and the wife was out the door to work, I went. I didn't have to be in until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon Friday, and so I went and laid back down for about 3 hours.
I don't blame you.
It was.
Don't blame me at all.
We did
I didn't know.
Deanna's daddy is here in Marlow now, our hometown.
Okay. Oh, good.
So he's about 4 miles away instead of 80.
But,
That's good.
well,
That's
Rob,
good.
yes, but I'll go ahead and break the hearts. I'll be Memorex tomorrow. I have to be into work.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got to be into work at about 10 after 6, so I'll be leaving the house about 5:30, and so that was what I was doing right before I got on was laying down the recording and laid down a good recording, and I had a panic moment because I thought I had deleted it,
oh God.
and so yeah,
I have done that.
yeah,
It's not cool.
I was not happy with
No.
having the idea of redoing it because I'd actually sometimes I lay them down or even doing live and I'm not real, I got my own little question marks about whether it was good or not. But I felt like that was a good
Hey,
recording.
Ginger.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's
Ginger.
okay. And I felt like I had a good recording, and so I was really bummed
Good.
about the idea of another half hour of, trying to do it again.
That's cool.
So,
When's Bro coming home?
he won't be home until the last weekend of August, like right at the end of August.
How does
So-
somebody do that? I can't.
Well,
get home.
when you're retired,
Yeah. I know he works some though.
Yeah, he does. What what it is? Of course, he has several property rentals, and so that creates revenue whether he's working or not. And he took his early retirement at 62, so he's got that income. And but yeah, when he's back stateside, I don't know if he will when he comes back this time, but he works in home health, taking care of a guy. So he works his days on Sunday, Monday. He works 2 16-hour days on a Sunday, Monday.
I've always said everything would be better if I had a 2-day work week and 5-day weekend.
Right?
He started
Really?
doing that year. He started doing that years ago. He used to do 3. He would do I think it was 2 16s and an 8, and because he had his properties, he was building his real estate up and doing real estate, and he needed those other days to work on his stuff. And so he found a way that worked, and he's just stayed with that. When he drew his retirement, he had to drop the 8-hour so that he stayed under the income threshold.
Yeah.
So, and that's helped us because he went to Sunday, Monday, so it's actually helped us with the show and everything. So,
Well,
That's what
Ryan,
Eric
he was on
works,
my live.
rotating.
he made it in on your live. I'm sorry, Robbie.
Yep.
But don't worry,
Okay.
I won't.
I'm not fussing. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, yeah, that would have been. Yeah, let's see. It's 8:45 in the morning.
7
over
o'clock,
there.
he said.
Yeah,
7
so yeah, it
a.m.
would have been. So I'm sure they're off and running. Or actually, he's probably working on. We're working on a documentary, and I'm sure he's knee deep in that, or he's out running around on the island. One of the two.
Cool.
Hey,
So,
Joe.
hey, Joey, welcome in. Joe, fix it for you.
Hey, Joey.
Hey guys, like I said, I can't see the chat, so
So Ginger and Joey both are in here now, and they did
hey
say
Ginger and
hi.
Joey.
Tina, I want to tell you
Uh-oh.
that cutting board y'all brought to Tin Killer was
It's not
awesome.
a cutting board.
That paddle y'all brought,
No, it's not a paddle either.
whatever it was
It's
cool.
a serving tray.
Serving.
Serving. It was
pretty cool.
gorgeous.
Oh,
It
thank
was.
you.
It was really cool.
Well, I was hoping, like I said, we didn't think we was going to get to go to Mid-America. so I didn't get one made for it. But I think me and Jesse are gonna try to sneak down there. Eric
If
has to stay and work, but yeah. So I won't have one done for down there, but I might take something.
you know that's less than 7 days away, and
Wow.
I
Yeah.
still don't know if I'm going to go.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
I already know I'm not, so it's
If
out.
I
So
do,
Me
it's
too,
going to
Ryan.
drop in and out.
Like I said, it's a 2.5 hour drive, so it ain't too bad. We'll dip down after work Friday and
That's probably about what it is for us.
yep.
Maybe three ish.
yeah. It's not that far from me. I mean, honestly, it's probably hour and a half. I mean, it's
Oh
not
wow.
real. It's not only about an hour and a half up to Eufaula.
Robbie would
Uh,
have the longest drive.
I mean, I know
Yep.
exactly. I mean, I know where that's at. I know what exit to get. I mean, I've drove through that area a lot. It's just scheduling and
Yeah.
everything that I've got going on. It just ain't happening. So, and
Yeah,
Well,
that's just not going to work this time. I wish
that
it could.
that jetting over there and back in the same day is not good for Deanna as bad as her back is. She's had the exact same surgery that her dad had that
mm,
he now can't walk from. And whatever the difference is, I don't know. There
yeah,
was no damage. The doctors didn't do anything wrong. Is just his nerves didn't wake back up.
mm.
Thank goodness.
Hopefully they can figure that one out. But
They're working on it. He has made improvement.
yeah,
Not to
Good.
be too much information, but he was able to get some movement in the abdomen
I
defecation
got you. Right.
for the
Exit's
first time.
working.
Yeah, for the first time. So over a week.
Ooh,
Oh goodness.
Uh,
man, poor
it was
guy.
time.
Yeah, but yeah, beyond. But yeah, those events. When they're one day, I mean, Keith and I like them. Up and back, and it don't. It's easier to schedule, and it's a lot cheaper, certainly. But it's brutal on the body. It's
Yeah.
Robbie, if Craig Beam sees that I got quail now, he may like me even less.
oh,
Well, I don't have quail. I've got
You
60
got
eggs. I bought 5 dozen.
12 eggs.
One of them was busted, so I got
Wow.
58 eggs.
Hmm,
I got them for less than a quarter egg. Last time I bought them, like I said, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I paid a quarter an egg.
Thank
wow.
goodness. I don't
Yeah.
have any quail or chickens, but I don't know if you can see back over here. I got pheasants.
Oh, interesting.
Uh,
Oh,
White
nice.
ones.
do you eat them?
The pheasants?
Yeah,
Well, they cost a little too much for that. I'm hoping to hatch some.
that's what I was afraid you was going to say.
These are exotic pheasants. They're what do they call them? Golden peach pheasants.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
taste better,
So
probably.
she's been laying eggs, but she's just a yearling, so they're not found any of them fertile yet. But I'm hoping.
That's cool. I have I would like to get pheasants too, but it would be for food production. Same reason I've got the quail.
Right. She's
Um,
been laying a lot of eggs, but they're yeah about that big around.
the last time we had quail, we were getting 70 eggs a day on average,
Oh
and I
my, yeah, they're pretty
really,
tiny too.
yeah, it takes 3 quail eggs to equal one chicken egg
Okay.
by
Yep.
weight.
Right.
Usually,
Yeah,
they're roughly 20 grams, where a standard chicken egg 60.
yeah.
So, but
That's what
pickled
we gotta do is I gotta get stuff ready so we can get some quail.
pickled quail eggs is awesome. Now, people think peeling those things would be a nightmare, but quail eggs, you boil them and then soak them in white vinegar overnight, and it will peel off like paper.
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
So easy. It will not work for a chicken egg. I've tried soaking chicken egg for a week. It does not turn their shell into paper.
uh,
But a quail egg and white vinegar is your friend.
hmm,
Yeah, I
Pretty
wanted
good.
interesting.
animals, but with the farm for sale and don't know if we'll be moving or anything. Eric's like, yeah, well, maybe just he let me have these. There's two of them and they're small, so
So
won't
give
have to
me
do
an
a whole lot of
idea.
moving.
What kind of value would be on a white pheasant chick?
I don't know for sure. I We paid about $100 a piece for these, which yeah,
So they're
that
not
was
they're
a
not
little more than I
ridiculous.
thought I was paying.
I paid that for a chicken, close to it. It was a particular breed. It wasn't just a barnyard. Who's your daddy?
Right.
Uh,
Chris and Dodge asked, what about guinea eggs, if anybody's tried them?
I have never eaten a guinea egg, but I know a lot of people that do.
Hmm.
I would like to hatch some of those, Chris. Hint, hint.
I'd like to have the guineas just to get rid of the ticks.
Guineas are good for snakes and ticks.
Yeah, I don't like those
Mhm.
either. Ugh.
Excellent alarm system too.
Well,
Right?
they're
Yeah.
very noisy, and that's why a lot of people don't like them.
Yeah.
But it's a farm. My goose, currently one of our goose, we have Maverick and Goose. That's their names. Hint, Top Gun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Goose is currently pinned up. I got him he's the one with the chickshaw, so that's a mobile setup right outside our bedroom window. He's quite vocal, 4/7.
Yeah.
So a
I can
guinea
see
can't
that.
make any more noise than a goose.
Well, there's that. I know, gosh, years ago, but I was watching Zach Bauer's channel, and they had guineas and chickens, and they put their guineas up at night in the coop and everything, and I think it settled them quite a bit because they were settled down, they had feed, and they were inside a shelter. But they said if you didn't put them up, they would be up in the trees and
Yeah, they
everything.
roost in the trees.
Yeah. Oh, there
You
we
need to get a
go.
rooster.
Yeah.
I said our hound dogs. I don't know which one would be louder.
Yeah.
No
The
kidding.
last time I had guineas, I was leaving an auction, standing in line to pay out, settle up, and somebody PO'd 22 of them. They didn't bring enough money.
Hmm.
And then he was carrying them back, and I was like, what? I mean, what do you have to have? Because I didn't catch it. And I ended up buying those dudes from him while I was standing in line for less than what he PO'd them at. He made me a deal, but it was somebody I knew. He just didn't want to take them home. Kind of like me yesterday. I didn't want to take them home. I sold $10 birds for $3.
So say, I should say, is that what are you getting out of your hatched birds?
Normally about $10 a bird. Here on
Okay.
the farm, I get 10 a bird.
Right. The reason I asked, there's a local guy to me on our Facebook private group that had, he's got a variety of different birds, chickens, but I think he was different ones was $4 to $7 once he got them out of the incubator.
Well, other
But,
breeds I would get cheaper, but these American breasts.
right. No, this was all Americana.
That should be a $5 to $7 bird.
Yeah, and I think there was some Rhode Island Reds, some rocks, some other
honestly,
things.
Rhode Island Red is probably one of the top producing chickens out there. It is a dual breed bird, but they shouldn't cost $3 or $4.
Yeah, like I said, I know his prices ranged, but anyway, I'm not ready. I just don't have the infrastructure in place to protect them. And
My
keep them up.
favorite rooster I've ever had was almost 3 foot tall. He's a big old Rhode Island Red cowboy.
Oh goodness.
We lost him earlier this year.
He could jump up and
We
say
had
hi.
we had one that was big like that too. It was a
Hey, Greg and Donna.
shoot, Sonia. What was Remus's breed?
Hey, Greg and Donna.
Yeah, yeah, blue laced Wyandotte.
Oh, that's a pretty bird.
And he was the best rooster, but he was a small turkey. He was huge.
I'd like to. Hey, Stacy and Clyde bought Stacy, unattended, unsupervised at the farm store. Got 2 turkeys this week.
Oh no,
Ah,
yeah.
Gold and something, but they're black bird. I'd never heard of them before. But
Anytime we talk animals, what we're going to get, and I consult the boss, and I mentioned about turkeys, and she was like, "No, those things are mean."
well, they can be, but they don't. Not all of them.
Well, I feel the same. I feel the same way about geese.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them won't
Oh.
be lovey-dovey with your foot like Brandon Eddy's.
Yeah.
He's got that one that just wants to mount up on his foot all the time.
I got a bad turn on geese. My granny had one when I was, I don't know, I was early teenager. And everybody, we hated that goose because mean, pecking at us and chasing us and everything else, right?
One
And
rooster, jerk rooster.
jerk roosters. I don't even want to know. But anyway, we all was like, or she'd sit up on that porch just cackling, laughing at us running from that goose and how mean he was to us. And it was all fun and games till he pecked on her one day, and then we had goose for dinner that night.
Well, that's exactly what would happen around here.
So I mean, it's
We
like,
got a mean rooster. I'll give him a couple tries, but I'm gonna club him. I clubbed the Rhode Island red rooster. They got after Deanna one day, and he looked. His head was down like this. This is the top of his head for almost a week. I thought I killed him. It took over 2 hours to get off the ground. It hit him in the neck.
dose of get right.
And about 2 hours later, he gets up, and I'm like, well, he's gonna die. He's got his head like this, and he's looking down and looking up at the same time. And about a week or so, he's upright, but he never attacked me again or Deanna.
Well, that's good.
There you
Learning
go.
lesson.
We had one that chased our daughter one time, and Sonia took a stick and just cold cocked him, just knocked him out. And I just set him over by the pen. I said, if he lives, if something gets him tonight, fine. Next morning, he was sitting up, and it took him all day, but he was walking around again. And I want you to know, he was still me. So he didn't last a whole lot longer.
Well, Dumpling was that way. I cold cocked Dumpling I don't know how many times, and he he wouldn't quit. So he got retired to the rooster pen, and when I put him with all them young roosters, they killed him.
Some roosters are just plain stupid.
There you go.
Yep.
That is
Yeah.
true.
I was this last Sunday. Well, yeah, last Sunday when I wasn't here or I came in late, I was at a men's group, and the guy that was speaking was talking when he was a kid, which was many moons ago. He was helping this old lady to buy stuff from him, and she had a turkey that was mean like that, and would come up and chest bump him and push him around and everything. And he said he finally figured out the only way he was going to get past that was to fight. And that turkey came around the next time, said he punched that turkey right in the chest and throat area. That turkey wallowed around on the ground for a little while and stood back up and looked at him, turned around and walked behind the house, never bothered him again.
Some of them get the hint. That Rhode Island red did. Ginger said she double pumped one.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah.
Some of them get the hint, and some of them never will.
Oh,
Yep, that's
like I said,
right.
I'll promise you, with my granny, there was one shot. That was it. You ever do it once, it was over.
Mean roosters, mean cows, mean rams, aggravating pigs, they don't last.
No, they usually
If
get
any of my roosters get after the grandkids, they don't get a second chance.
Done.
Yep. Having chicken for dinner that night.
That's right.
Problem is they're usually so stinking tough, it ain't worth eating.
Oh well, boil them up, have some chicken noodle soup.
Well, that's when you got to put them in the pen for a month.
What's that?
You put them in a pen, but just a small pen for a month, and that helps a lot. Or you can soak them in Coke too.
You do what?
Soak them in
Soak
what?
them in Coke. Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yep.
It works on battery acid. Why not a chicken?
Well, listen, I want to thank all three of y'all for joining us. It is time for me to pray us out of here.
Yeah.
And if you put any prayer request in the chat, we'll be praying over them. I may not mention them, but if y'all will join me, I'm going to pray us out of here. And then I'm going to go over and hang out with our friends over at Red Dirt Rooster Road.
Well, you give them my best because I've got to get out of here because that alarm's going off earlier than normal.
Ready for work for tomorrow.
Thank
for the
all
week.
three of y'all for jumping on here.
Yep.
Father, we just love you and praise you. We thank you so much for this week we've had, and Lord, for this community that we're a part of. Thank you for this opportunity. And Lord, we just ask you to just guide us and direct us through this week. Help us to be a light for you. And Lord, to make the right choices all week. Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Guys, thank y'all again, and
Yep.
hope to see y'all soon. Maybe Tina, I'll be down there at the lake.
Like I
No
said, we're
promises.
planning on going, but it's nothing set in stone yet. But yeah, we're
Right.
planning on it.
Yeah. And like Chris said, happy Mother's Day
Yeah.
to all the
Happy
Yeah,
moms
Mother's
out
happy
there.
Day.
Mother's Day.
That's
I
right.
opened with that, but happy Mother's Day to everyone that it applies to. I don't want to say happy Mother's Day to somebody it doesn't apply to.
Yep.
But if it's up to me, I'd be there for sure. I'd give you 100% guarantee, but it's not entirely up
Right.
to me.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
God bless y'all.
yep. You too, brother.
Y'all
See
have
ya.